Hello there traders, and welcome to another update on the market. For today I decided to cover USD versus Canadian dollar, to the update on this currency pair, and to the update on the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the USD versus Canadian dollar first. So basically, to do the update of our yesterday's analysis, so I suggested basically that the market was on a nice triangle, and the weekly is getting away from this yearly range process, and basically we finally cleared the key highs around 1.3220, right? And this triangle basically that we spoke about on hourly did a great job. So market basically reacted very positive, and market went 100 plus pips out of that triangle. So now we open the door, so market in a strong upside cycle, and we open the door for potential test of the weekly highs from 2020, right? November and September, around 1.3365 or even 1.3400 mark. So do we go to do the full test of this even this week? We will need to find out, but so far momentum is to the upside, and we really got some major breakouts of some resistances, and we went away from this yearly range. So still watch for buying opportunities on intraday dips on the USD Canadian dollar. If we speak about the gold market, there is a drop there. We had quite a big sell-off. We finally broke the key multi-year pivot support. Let me just go to the weekly time frame. So we basically spoke about this 1660 mark, 1670 mark, and we can see that this week we have so far the breakout of that multi-year cluster support. What this can open is that basically the bigger time frame money is involved. The guys who are observing and basing on weekly and monthly frames are probably on the market is we cannot break some major pivot multi-year supports without the money flow from the bigger boys. So from my perspective, there's plenty of potential based on the weekly. This may be just the beginning of the strong downside environment on the gold. So next major pivot level, I will say on the gold is we can also consult monthly time frames. So we can see basically that we have this area here at 1566. That's basically a pullback low month here, and we have some consolidation balance there. And then of course we have one very important pivot support area on the monthly chart at 1453. So basically plenty of potential from the longer frames, for the next objectives. But again, we go day by day and see what's the situation. We had basically most recently this morning, we had this nice bear flag, and we had a breakout of this bear flag. So market is now just sell off and now trying to pull back. But my advice is to watch for selling opportunities on the rallies intraday and potential for much bigger targets to the downside. If we speak about the crude oil market, we spoke about the divergences yesterday, about the divergences on the 4-hour time frame, and basically that resolved pretty well. Market went to that 85 area, and now it's basically balancing around that 85 mark. Nothing really in terms of the patterns here. We still kind of balancing here. We had this divergence that played out, but we had some reaction of the previous day low, which is at 84.56. If we see again that market, can go through the current low again, 84.30, it can open the door for the price to try to test 82 mark, 81.50 mark. No specific pattern at this stage, just a balancing process on intraday, but overall that divergence played out, and potential to test the fully low is present. And speaking of the Bitcoin market, we have pretty much balancing intraday. We can see that we are in we're building like a nice triangle on the hourly time frame. and seems like the market, we might see the breakout to the downside, and we can see that now market is trying to break this to the downside, which can open the door for the market to go towards 19,000 or 18,600 mark. Weekly time frame is still in the downside cycle, and we still didn't fully test the low that we made in mid-June this year, which is at 17,550 mark. So, watch for this triangle. There's a potential breakout here on the hourly, and we'll see. Market is in the middle of the previous day range, but it seems like the downside potential is present. That'll be all for this update. Have a good weekend, and trade safe, and speak to you from next week, from Monday.